Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I thought for this video, I thought I would show you guys, like I was saying, I am gonna show you guys, just kind of like a cute, full-on makeup routine. Like you can add this into your makeup routine, like let's say you're going somewhere, or if you're just trying to find something cool, or just you want to go full but you just don't know where to start, then this is definitely one of the good places to start off with. So for this one, all you'll have are a couple of small brushes, a couple of just simple brushes, like a small brush here because it's one of the things I'm going to use, and then of course a massive fan thick brush that you'd use as well for some of it, not all of it, but for a couple. Just, and I'll show you guys kind of each product as well, so that way kind of gets learned. And also, just have fun. Just have fun learning. And just see if either you relate to some of the products or, just come and go. So first of all, you're also gonna need about a couple of makeup sponges or two. Like you can use either like these where, like you can use either of these, like either where they're almost rounded, but this part is round and this part's flat. So if you want to get flat with the face, you could. Or use one that's not like it, but just round it, all of it, and then point it at the top. Any of these kinds will work for foundation and stuff like that. So as I'm going through each of all that, I'll kind of just point something that comes into mind. But here we go. So for my girls on here who have bangs, put them to, like, if you're like me who's got like my exact bang that goes all over, you're gonna want to have them to the side like this, so this way when you go to put foundation on, it's not gonna get in there. So, and also if you have glasses out there on too, take them off, because you're only gonna need them off for like this full thing until you're done. And I can see further away, you guys. So anyway, first of all, we're gonna start off with foundation. That's the main part of makeup you're gonna always want to start for most routines. Some you can do without, but really it's really best, in my opinion, to put foundation on, because you can see the actual result better, and it just, to me, it points out a lot better, unless if you want to go something lazy like. So I am going to start off with this foundation that is from Revlon. So for those of you that want to look into the product, or want to get it at your local grocery store or makeup store, you can. So this is what the foundation looks like, and also what it looks like too. So if you ever get curious and stuff, you can feel free. Now take your sponge of the exact option. It doesn't have to, and I said before, it doesn't have to be this exact where it's flat on bottom and round mostly up here. You can use all round or this. And with me, I like to put makeup more on the flat spot, so I kind of can start all the way. So you're gonna need just about a good half decent amount, and then if you need to go back for more to get around, then you can. So all we just do is go a little like this. You want to make sure you are tapping when you are blending in your foundation, because if you're just doing this, this too kind of can be fun for like a minute and then go back over in doing it. But if you're just doing stuff that's more like this, like going back and forth like that, it's not, look, see how that just gave you a better result unlike this? Which we're not even fully done with this I did. So, for a little bit, and then, again, come back for more. There's always time. Sometimes I flick it sometimes just to get it to kind of get more room. So, and even this is good because you can also get under your eyes really well too. So, even pointed ones can too, like all rounds, but sometimes it's more trickier. And also when it comes to here, make sure your lips are like this, like that, so they don't look too nude-like. So, just make sure you got most areas that you're gonna need it to be on. But also something very important is to also be looking at a mirror when you are doing this, so that way when you are going into each step, you're not either messing up or you think you got it all, but really you don't. Or, you know, make sure you're not doing too much or too little. But also, you know, it's how we should learn how to do it all. So I'm gonna do it again just a bit. Oh, and also another supplies you're gonna need too is makeup wipes of any kind. So that way if you accidentally make a mistake or something like that, then you can always use that to wipe in that location. So that way you can keep trying, because even that's good, especially if you are just learning how to do your own makeup, or if you're wanting to do makeup in like college or something and you don't know how to start and you're just, you know, it's good to start somewhere decent, and then as you get better at it you add a little bit more. So now the next part is checking to make sure that everywhere on my end looks really good. So for example, most of it for me looks pretty good. I'm just getting spots that might be either shown still or still kind of see-through. And that's also another important step too, is to make sure you get everywhere. So if you're someone out there who also has like almost like pinkish tones, like pinkish little skin that comes in your natural skin tone that just stays like mine does, it's okay if it shows a little bit at the moment, but then just make sure you try to get most of it as you can, but you know, just do your best at it. And then even if that means getting more foundation. And you know, it's like an art class when we draw or paint stuff, it's the same thing. If you need to get more paint, get more. If you don't need to get more, you don't need to. So it's just the start. It's just a beginning step. Nothing to start stressing too much. You gotta make sure you get it all over. Alright, you seem good. I just wanna make sure I get it all. See, that's good too. And also you can also do a bit on your ears too, so you don't make it look too red. Because, you know, you don't want to make your ears look reddish when really they're just on the outsides. Okay, now at this point you can go whatever stage after, but another good start you can do. So now we're gonna pull out this highlighter that is from Wet n Wild. I got it a few years back for some of you that are wondering, but I think you can get this at, again, same locations like at your local grocery store or Sephora or Ulta. But, and also, this is for the nose. So sometimes you can always use like a small or medium brush like this to do like your nose, because it's almost like contouring a little bit, but you're showing more of your perspective in it. So again, just kind of do a little bit. And since this one, you kind of go more, this is more like a dimensional brush, you kind of have to go more at it. So, but you also can do like this too. So, kind of, you know, make sure you really go at the bottom. I really don't use a small brush like that normally, but you know, it is very important that you get kind of somewhere, because the main places you're gonna want to use, hang on, but you can also use your hands too, y'all. Trust me, it's like an art class. You get stained on, it's fine, it comes out. It comes out of skin. It's not a huge fuss if it gets too crazy. But you can also do a little bit of the same thing with this, just a slight, because actually another thing you will be doing is using the big brush eventually and do the same step. So again, with this one, in some spots like your nose, like the end point, you do like medium taps. So don't go this, don't rapid, don't go this, that, because you know, you're gonna look crazy doing it and it's gonna be messed up. So go like this, so go slow, but also do like medium speed taps and not go punching it in your face. Sometimes you might have to open your mouth just a bit just to make sure it gets only in the spot that you need it to be. Now, we're gonna come a little bit up just so that way it gets all, because mainly I do most of my nose because that's the point, because that's the main area people see on you when either y'all are talking or somebody looks at you from a distance. So look, now you can see, you can definitely see now how it has a more reflected point on the nose. I haven't went here yet. Now, the next step too with this one is you take it again, kind of get in there decently well, and you just go side to side, or you can also tap if you want to. And you get a really good look at it. I kind of do a little bit of a glossy almost vibe for those. So again, if you think you need just a bit more, but not too much, then just grab it and get the spots that you need to go. But sometimes you can, like at the very top part, get it kind of really good, so it gets like a good dimension. Because, you know, up here a lot, and even that goes the same thing for like if you were to use like blush or something. It does the same thing. Now we're gonna come to your chin and then your forehead. So the chin's the same step. Just get it really good and just tap it. Good enough to where it reflects, because when lighting hits you, you want it to make sure it reflects all of that. Just do it just a little bit. But yeah. And actually, this will be the first time y'all are actually spotting me in makeup, actually, I'll tell you that, because I don't really even have done videos that are makeup related. Or just, you know, me and makeup in general. So, yeah. But at this point, we're making sure we're checking. But also, it also come down here too, because that also does connect. You can do all of it though, just a bit, just so you can get some little standpoints. But it's just making sure that you get, just, you know, gets a little bit of that, because then you can really get a good standpoint. Okay, now moving on to the forehead, which is this. So again, it's the same thing. You can do the same step by just dapping it. So kind of what that looks like, y'all, is here's the thing. I'm gonna do it over so you actually spot it. So all you're just gonna do is just dab it. It's crazy I'm holding it. Is just do that, and then get onto that exact spot, and then do it. And also, this would be good. Some of this would be pretty good, especially if you're into like cheer or dance and stuff like that, because sports like that, for girls especially, you're gonna have to have some of these products on. Not all of them, but some. So definitely some is a good way to make sure we really good. Alright, now we got that on. And actually, y'all, let me say, sometimes, like, you can use this, you don't always have to use highlighter in all makeup routines. You can use it in some. And really, it does not care if you use it for all routines. You can do whatever you want to do with it. But now, when you're standing from afar, you actually kind of see a bit of a glow up a little bit. Now, let me make sure I get this down. Okay. Now, next step is, hang on, let me move some of this out of the way. Is doing just a tad bit of eyeshadow. And here, this is, okay, people, this is, I think this is from Sephora as well. But yeah, this is the Future Is Yours palette. That is from Sephora. I think it's from Sephora, from what I know. And this has a lot of cool colors in that and there's also a little mirror. You can see that now. How cool is that? Even it's got like a mini mirror, so if you're looking at that mirror, you can, but I don't always use I don't all the time do that. It's just because, it's kind of tricky to do that, I'm not gonna lie. And also, something I do when it comes to eyeshadow, you can do these in two ways. You can either use a simple, decent size, small brush. So like this, like a little bit bigger like this. Or you can just grab your finger specifically and just get it into that color. And also, it still works just as good as it would as a brush, by the way, people. For those people that are like, okay, you're crazy for saying that. When really, there's multiple ways to do things, like they all say. Okay, sorry, that's light is reflecting on the mirror. So, let's see, we're gonna do, we're gonna do this brown tone. And you can, especially with fingers, get it in pretty good, like a good decent amount. Then, this is where you really want to pay really good attention at your own mirror and not looking at something else. Because eyeshadow's kind of the thing where you really want to pay closely attention to what you're doing. So, what I do is I put directly onto my eyelid. So I'm just gonna do slow motion. So see how I'm just tapping that as I'm looking directly at my mirror and not away. Now, the only times you would do that is if you need to add more, or if you're wanting to check something. And I'm gonna show you guys my method I do for eyeshadow these days. I did do it normally where you just do the full eyelid and not a little bit outside of the lid. But I like now doing it this way for some reason. But sometimes you can as well. Rubber brush involved. Alright, now, just give me a moment. Some of it takes a minute, especially the color you use. You might want to be careful of using. But usually for me, it doesn't look that bad. So sometimes I do like to like right now, like pretty good right now, but just from the way I was looking like a minute ago, made me look crazy, but that's just because the angle you are looking at it. Okay, now, this is also kind of where your whites will come into place. Is to, if you notice that some is coming off you like this, grab your white and just get that bit off. Just like that, and even if that means to reapply just that little bit, just to refix all of that, at least to it being somewhat new, that's what matters. So, or even if it means just grabbing just like the taddest bit of it, you know? So just, alright, now, so, crazy, I'm just doing all this little math. Alright, now, so you just see how we just made that little easy fix up? Easy, simple. Then we do it again, but to the left eye. Oh, so hair, excuse me for that. Again, it's the same steps, making sure you are facing your mirror, either if it's your big mirror or just using one of the smaller mirrors that come with like makeup, or if you just have a small mirror that comes on its own, like those portable ones that you can really bring in public. You can do that too. Just to whatever you have access to. Or using your phone camera too is an option as well. For those that have a hard time noticing it, or if you want to see it kind of better, you can do that too. There's multiple ways we can do stuff like that without being told no, you know, because it's not like we can't say, oh, we can't do that, you know, it's not like it's a rule. It's our own. It is our own policy that we can do. So, again, this is actually, I'll show you a little bit of that difference. Give me just a moment. The important is to tap it really good like this, like just don't go extreme, but like the same way like we were doing in the beginning with the foundation and all that, is making sure that you're doing it good enough. So look, actually here's the difference. So here's kinda, I gotta go over it again just a little bit, but here's a little bit of the difference. So this is what this method looks like versus this one, which this one's just your normal, this one's like full. And I like it, I'm not gonna lie. Now we're gonna go up just a little bit and do it up here, since it is looking good enough to do just about any. And so make sure you also blend it all pretty good. Wait, sometimes you can make some of it touch your brow, but not all the time. Like, at least if you are doing it like that, make sure you do it only halfway, not the entire brow. Alright, now, again, we're going to do the same math at the bottom. But you can also do a twisty effect where you just do a small twist just so it gets only that one spot. Only the location you want it to go. Because if you just end up doing it full, like if you literally just decide to do the full entire nail, and there's a full different background. Now again here, this is what I do like, is it covers like the bottom part of my eye really well, because there isn't really so much issue with it. So I like them just doing my makeup like crazy. The craziest time I don't have anything planned. But I also like them doing it for a video. So why not? I gotta make sure this other side still looks good. Alright, now we're making sure that we like how even they look, because sometimes you want to make sure that it looks good as possible, like decent enough. But sometimes even if it means going up just a slight. There we go, like that. So that way it matches the other one as it matters. It doesn't have to be extreme, you know? So, and this is kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. I do like that a lot because it just shows a ton of dimension in my eyes. I'll give you all that. But sometimes if it looks too, it's like this, it looks a little too crazy. You can do just a little bit of it to where it doesn't look that wild. And you know, even beauty blenders are not always made, not just for eyeshadow. Not just for foundation. They're also good for like little fix-ups like this. So if we were approaching this situation, we could, and then, you know, just grab our product we were just doing and do it again. And now we don't look not so crazy, because you know, we're just, and plus some colors like this are pretty good to use, especially. But yeah, so yeah, see, look now, see now there's a full difference that you were looking at, but I'm also might just do a little bit more. I did, so it matters. So now we're making sure that we like where it's ending and not it looking too crazy. We also make sure that we go back on our wipe when needed. Yeah, it is good to make sure that you are, as long as lighting's hitting me, because it's hitting the palette, but don't look at that like we're too crazy. So we're just checking this out to make sure we like it, which looks pretty good, because now it's like at this point it's chilling out. So I'm gonna stand this way so you kind of see it better. So see how, and actually look how good it looks though. I do it this half, I do my eyeshadow this one, I don't know, it kind of gives more of a 3D, but also you can almost give a more bold, older look too while you're doing it. Now, if we're noticing that our wipe is about to dry out or something like that, that's good to always redo it. Now, what we're gonna do, after putting this in its spot, and like I said before, and again for the current products, for those that are just watching, so for people that want to hear product names one more time, so foundation is from Revlon, which you can get. The highlighter palette, the highlighter is from It's from Wet n Wild. I kind of like how cool that name is though. It's called Wet n Wild, like, you know, wet and wild, but N, and not the full word, not and. It's just the letter N. That's kind of cool. It's kind of neat though. I like how it's Wet n Wild. That's cool. And then eyeshadow palette that I just used is from The Future Is Yours from Sephora. Now, last thing we are gonna do here on this, so to clear up the full can, is lipstick, which pops out. Which you really can use any lip color really, but for me, I'm using red. Which y'all, let's just say when I started, I was using pink at first, and like now at this point, you can actually pull your, for my girls, you can actually now start pulling your bangs when your eyes and stuff like that are done. Cause look, and now look, now we actually look pretty simple, do we? Not too crazy now. Cause you know, at first we'll look a little crazy just in the beginning because you know you're just getting it started. But we'll look good though. But yeah, now you can really use any kind of, like I said, you can use any kind of lipstick, and you know, depending on the exact model of it, some of them are like this where it just pulls up, but some are like the pull, like, you know, I've got other reds too. So I've got this brighter red that's also from Sephora, which the name of it is called Me, You, Yours, which is the name of it. That's the name of the lip color, but this is the brand of it, which is Sephora. But yeah, so for example, I'll show you. This one is a pull. This one's more of a plunge model, so there's differences. This you put directly, this you can adjust it to how high or low you want it to go to put it on. So if you want to raise it a bit, you can. If you want to heighten it all the way, you can. Or if you just want to look like maybe that, you can. Just do a good height, which I'm going to do a little bit. And, you know, and some of them you kind of have to do it a couple times just to get the color to fully show. But if you are wanting to use red, and you know, let me say, red is actually really good. That is a good color to use because it kind of gives you more of a bold, confident look in yourself, but it actually makes you look really good for your age. But really though, y'all, for my beginners that are just learning how to do makeup, definitely use like lightish tones like pink, like any kind of pink tone really, because that kind of gives you a sense just to learn how to do it. But then as you begin to start to do really well, then you can kind of go into like using more darker tones like red and stuff like that. But yeah, so here we go. Now, sometimes here you kind of do a little bit of a V motion just because of the shape, just to show it. So again, look in your mirror as you're doing this. So kind of go slow to kind of make it smaller though. So, okay, see how I did that slightly like that? And then you keep going. Sometimes if you're getting toward an edge though, make sure you kind of turn it a little bit so it gets the full lip. Alright, you're like, there's a freaking fly as I'm doing this video. Okay, great. Now at the bottom, which you can, this fly's driving me crazy. Ugh. I don't know how far I got in this bathroom, but I did. Now, make sure you do blend in pretty good. Which is basically like doing this to go that, or just go up and down till you get it to the look like you want it to go. But don't do it too much or else it's gonna make it like way weirder. But do it till it gets like straight enough. So for me, right now it looks pretty good to where literally it doesn't look too crazy, but you never know. Like a little. Right. Sometimes at the bottom, if it looks a little too wild, just grab like the edge of the beauty blender again and literally just do it in slow motion where you just tap and hit, tap and hit. And so that way at the end of your look, you're not gonna look super wild and stuff like that. But now we're officially done. So now for my glasses, people, you can now just put, so once you get done, you can start putting your stuff back on again. So, you know, and also, the brand for this lipstick, by the way, that I just put on was from e.l.f. In the, let me see if I found the name of it real quick. In the shade called Rogue and Levers Stain is the name, but also it's also the satin lipstick as well from e.l.f., which looks really good. Even for the fact that I've worn this about a few times. And actually, y'all, I did get it for Christmas. So hey. But also, you know, that's just what we look like. And so honestly, and actually, y'all, honestly, the look actually looks pretty good. I like it. And plus, I've done makeup like crazy, like so many times. So trust me. But yeah, and at this point, this makeup look would be good for really much anywhere. Like, let's say you're going to church on a Sunday morning, or if you're going out to like an event with friends, or if you're just going out just somewhere not too great, somewhere not too fancy or anything, but you want to have kind of a nice look to it, then this would be the best route. So kind of now to put that all together is really to use a good, and really, you know, using eyeshadow is optional. You don't always have to do that, but if you wanted to add that, you can, just to get a little hint out. But y'all, for example, when I was in school, even you can also wear it to school too, but when I was in school, especially in high school, I would wear makeup kind of more daily. Like I would honestly wear makeup like mostly daily. But then, of course, my senior year I still wore it, but then my second semester, I kind of just alternated with it. So I've kind of done, some days I would do my makeup, some days I would do a little bit, like I'd do like a little bit of makeup or do a full look if I wanted to. But then there were some days I just decided not to, because I don't know. I know for me, it's like, it's kind of a just not day for me. I'm like, you know what, let's just not take a break, so like, do things. But anyway, I hope for all those that just saw that video, I'm gonna show that look again, but we'll take my visions off for like just a minute. Looks not good though. But this is what the look for me looks like. And it's so funny I'm doing my video with Elbow. But so this is what we look like right now. So, and really, y'all, and I mean, I'll say this, you can use any product company. You don't always have to use the same exact one I did. You can use what you have and almost do almost a similar style like that. So, like I said, this makeup tutorial look would be really good for really anywhere. So like a church event or school or work or just a casual hangout, but you want to be a little bit cute for it. Because sometimes, sometimes in me, on occasion, sometimes I kind of want to dress just a little bit in me, just to kind of make sure that I don't look too plain. But it's just something that you won't look too like plain and basic, because imagine if someone's trying to be a pain in the butt and they're like, hey, why are you not wearing something wow effect in front of us? Then you can show them a similar look to this and they'll be like, oh, you look so good, so and so. So I hope you guys liked it, and make sure you guys hit subscribe to my YouTube channel so you won't miss a single video that comes out. I post a ton of advanced content on here for fun. I post live streams. I post all kinds of things. I don't post just one category at the moment. So, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, evening, night, or morning, wherever you're from on here. So, I will see you guys out and about.